Hello and welcome. My name is David, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to install Anaconda, get it set up, and open up your Jupyter notebook just to confirm we got everything working. So, the first step is to go to google.com and type install Anaconda. And on the search results, the second one's actually going to be the link you want to click on. And just a disclaimer, the Anaconda distribution is just more than installing Python and Pandas, but it's mainly used for those for Python installations and managing different libraries. So this is the one I actually have been using forever. I like it, so this is the one I recommend. All right, so it's gonna ask you to provide an email. I usually don't do that, so click on skip registration. And I am a Windows guy, so I am gonna download the Windows version. It's currently 904 megabytes, but you'll see it's gonna download pretty quickly. If you have a Mac or Linux, there are options here, but I will not be going through those. All right, so as soon as this downloads, we're going to click on it and open up the exe. All right, 1 second left, and it's done. So let's click on it. That's gonna ask Windows to open it for me, and it might be a little delay, but it will pop up shortly. All right, hit next on the first dialog. On the license agreement, just hit I agree. We're gonna go mostly default values for everything, so click next. Your destination folder, just click next. These advanced installation options, just click install. All right, I'm gonna pause the video because this little section here does take a bit. All right, it finished, and now we're gonna hit next. Hit the next button. All right, so this is the only piece I'm gonna recommend you don't launch the navigator, which is basically the Anaconda GUI. Oh, we're not gonna click on that either. It might be um, some sort of help of some sort. All right, just click on the finish button once you check these off. And the reason I want you to do that is for the following. I want you to update the actual Anaconda, and I want you to update all the Python libraries that it installed for you. And how you do that is you go to your start menu. You're gonna have a new folder called Anaconda, and I want you to click on the Anaconda prompt. This is the command prompt that's gonna get you into the shell, and we're gonna type the following commands: Conda, update, and Conda. This is gonna update the Anaconda software first, and then after that gets updated, I update all the Python libraries. And this is pretty simple. In the bottom, it'll say, hey, the following will be updated, and it'll tell you the old version, and then it'll tell you the new version, and then it'll tell you, do you want to do it yes or no? So we're gonna hit yes. And then this is going to be really tiny, right? It's only 1.4 megabytes. So the next one is Conda update, and we're going to go -- all. Now it used to be Conda update Anaconda. That's the old version. I forgot when they switched over, but a long time ago. This used to be the command to update all your Python libraries, but they've switched it, and now you have to type -- all. And what this will do is we'll look at all the Python libraries you currently have installed, and if there's any updates to them, it will go ahead and do that. And so now this one's going to take a bit, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, here we go. See, there's quite a few number of them. It might be fast because it might be fast, but you can see there's a whole bunch of them. So it just starts blasting through them, downloading them, and installing them. Now, after this command is completed, what we're going to do next is we're going to clean up some files, because what ends up happening, I noticed over time, was, let's say I had pandas, version 0.10, I don't know, 1.0, whatever, and there's a new version, 1.2. So I download the new version, it gets installed, everybody's happy. But what I've noticed is the old version stays around. It kind of doesn't delete the old ones, as far as I am aware. And Anaconda kind of keeps old libraries in place. So I'm gonna run a few extra commands afterwards to clean up old files that we don't really need. And this is optional, but I like to do it. So everything, or mostly everything, seems to be downloaded. It's only if you go up, scroll up here, it kind of gives you the total megabytes here, total of everything it has to download. So it's about 100 megabytes. So it's not a lot, but it has to install them. So that's the part that could take a little bit. Alright, I think I'm going to pause the video because I don't want you guys to stare at the screen too long. And we'll be right back after this completes. Alright, that finished. It did take a little bit, but everything got upgraded, or there's a few that got downgraded. Now, don't be too alarmed by the two applications that got downgraded. What I like about Anaconda is that it kind of figures out what versions need to be installed, so they all kind of play together. So you might have some issues here and there, but for our cases and for this course, we should be okay. All right, now let me give you the two other commands that I like to run afterwards, and these are it: Conda, clean T, and T means tar balls, and these are again, these are files that we don't really need in our computers. And the other one is P for, I believe, programs. So I think these are all the old versions of applications, packages that we don't really need. So I like to remove them, have my system nice and clean. So again, let me recap. The ones we did Conda, update Conda, then we did Conda update -- all, and we updated all our Python libraries. And then the last two here is Conda clean, either -t or -p. We did one of each, and we cleaned up any files, any libraries that we don't really need. And that's kind of it. We're kind of done with that. And now we could open up Jupyter Notebook, and this is how I recommend you do it for the first time. So go back to your Anaconda folder and open up the navigator. And then when this navigator shows up, there's going to be a lot going on, and there's going to be other things aside from Python. So for now, ignore all that, and you're just going to click on the Jupyter Lab. All right, let's close this. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of other stuff here. There's AWS, Oracle, we got RStudio, a bunch of stuff. But up here in the top right, there's actually Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook. I'm still don't understand why Jupyter Notebook's still around. Maybe I've been not involved as much as I used to, but Jupyter Lab, as far as I know, was the upgrade, where everybody was moving towards. It had more features. It was kind of the way to go. So we're going to be using Jupyter Lab in this course. So just click on the launch button. And what this will do is it will open up a tab in your browser. And voila. Welcome to Jupyter Lab. And here's where we're going to be coding. and running a bunch of pandas code. So if you got to this step, congratulations, you just have installed Jupyter Lab, you've installed Pandas, and a bunch of other Python libraries that you will eventually be using.